just be careful. You are the one of that one. Sorry to interrupt.
Is their names is very hard. Is it? Well,
Hi everyone.
hold on.
Ciao. My name is Glauco and I'm here in residency since December, and today I will give a small talk about what I'm doing in my life, and also what I'm doing here in this 4 months residency. And the first thing that I want to ask you is that whenever you feel that you want to ask something or engage a conversation, you do it, please. And otherwise, I will just go. And I will tell something about my previous work, and show you, if I can, something that I made here. And also, in the second part, I will just have a listening session with some sounds that I made in the past, mostly, and some sounds that are just inspiring for me, so works from other artists. And what I do mostly is working with I have this project is called Field Studies, and it's a long-term project with mostly focusing on field recording. You know what field recording is?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And so recording outside the recording studio. It's not specifically open air. It's just recording outside a controlled environment. A recording studio is controlled because you build it to sound like you want. When you go outside, you get what there is there. So what I do mainly is that I go out, I bring my microphones and my amplifier recorder rig, and when I find something interesting, I just stop and start recording. And the project is focused on the practice of field recording, and also on very minimal electronic music that I play with analog synthesizers, like this one that I will show you later. And what I do is mainly, it's the main thing about my work is that most of the time I get this enthusiasm on discovering new things, and then actually I find a problem and I try to circumvent the problem with a little bit of imagination. And with field recording, on my first experiences, it was very interesting going out and listening through the microphones. I don't know if you ever did this in the past. we are in a silent place, but I brought my microphone, so if you want, you can just put the headphones on also when I'm speaking, and you can hear that. You will hear the same sounds, but there is a slight change in color and in tone in what you're listening, like because you have this technological apparatus between the actual word and your ears, so it can be a little bit can cause a little bit of disorientation, and at least to me a feeling that is similar to being stoned a little bit, just a little bit.
Is it possible to try now?
Yeah, you just be careful not to get too close to the microphones with the earphones, and the cable is short, so so if you didn't have the experience of listening through microphones, at least for me, this is what happens, is that I feel a little bit disoriented, because also the microphones, at least in the way that I use it, they're fixed and they don't follow my my movements anymore, and also the distance and the direction of sounds are kind of different, and so when I start recording, there is always this this feeling of being slightly stoned that activates my imagination. And the problem is that when I go home and listen back to the recording, there is of course a trace of what happened while I was recording, which is the recording itself, but there is no trace of my experience. So I started asking myself how I can try to give back the recording the vitality that I found while I was recording, and I found a very simple way using a synthesizer. First I used the software synthesizer, it's called Max MSP, and then I started with analog synthesizer, which are, at least for me, they're really better, at least in the workflow, without being in front of a screen and dealing with pots and cables. And so I started working this way. So I record and I go home and I listen it back, and I try to find a way with electronic sounds to in a way enhance the recording, and find a way that at least for me it has it gives the recording a little bit of vitality back, and also it can change the recording, which is usually a recording of a place. So I don't record small sounds and cut and use them for making music. I just record one place, and that is the recording of a place, and I use the electronic sounds for to make the recording a little bit unreal, just and very slightly. So some sounds can be mimetic and some sounds can be more musical, but that's the main idea of the project, is focused on listening and how can I can share with other people my experience of recording and of being an active listener. I can play you one really simple recording.
But you always put the microphones fixed, or
yeah,
you always did that? Or?
I just used this configuration. These are the only microphones that I have until now, and they are omnidirectional microphones. So you have to use the distance between them to achieve a stereophonic image, because with other microphones you can just use the direction of the microphones. For them being omnidirectional, you need to put them on a distance because the stereophonic effect comes from time difference. So the sound, for example, a sound coming from there, it's coming to this microphone. It takes some time to come to this microphone and some slightly more time to come to this microphone, and so that's how the stereophonic effect work with this kind of microphones. With some other, you can just have it closer and just use the direction of the microphones. But also with the omnidirectional microphones, it's interesting that this is very technical, but I will do it briefly. They don't suffer of this effect. It's called the effect of proximity. I don't know that much in English, but is that with a cardioid microphone, if you go too close to the microphone, the sound becomes a little bit muffled. And so with omnidirectional microphones, you can get really close to the sound source, and also you will get bass frequencies from really far distances. And that's why I bought these microphones. And also I like the idea that I will take like this 360 image when I'm recording, more than decide that much about what I want to record or not with a super directional microphone. I just go into the place, and when I'm done deciding where I should put the microphones, I just have to listen and smoke a